Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about Moncler.
This is a journey.
He was 19.
Moncler is one of the staple items in a winter wardrobe for a Paninaro style or 80s retro look. In the Paninaro era, so the early 80s to the late 80s, Moncler became quickly one of the most important items to have. In the beginning was worn in an orange, very glossy and very strong color. The legend wants that that color was the actually inside of the Avirex bombers used inside out on the football pitch from the supporters of a football match to differentiate themselves from the other supporters. So when the Paninaro started, the movement started, the orange became the main color for the jackets, and Moncler was starting to appear in Italy in the early 80s, and that's why the Moncler became the symbol of the very early Paninaros. Let's talk about the history. So the history of Moncler, founded in 1952 in Monastère de Clermont, hence the name Moncler, but the DNA was Italian. They produced the beginning only quilted tents, duvet, sleeping bags. Later, in the 60s, they started to produce duvet jackets like that one. I said the DNA was Italian because in 1954 they sponsored an Italian mission to the K2. Hikers were wearing this type of jacket. In 1968 is when the logo changed because Moncler sponsored the Olympic Games in Grenoble, and that's when the legendary model, the Grenoble, which we have here, started to appear in all the shops. Fast forward 15-20 years, we are in Milan, 1980s, Paninaro movement was starting and the Moncler became an icon. The Italian ownership started late in 1992, and then again, beginning of 2000, Mr. Ruffini bought it. It brought it back to the original luxury positioning in the market. And today, everyone knows that Moncler has been brought to the audience of younger crowds, and not just in luxury, but also in hip-hop and very high-end fashion. Let's talk about the material. I mean, also in the 60s, this was already a very innovative jacket, not just because it was extremely warm, but we will see in a minute, this had some technical improvements that the other jackets at the time didn't have. It's basically a very glossy, shiny nylon that kind of like made it unique, and all the Paninaro loved the look of this very shiny nylon. It also comes in cotton, but for a proper Paninaro look, I'll suggest you to go for a nylon lacquer, which is this one. Okay, so let's have a look at the jacket now. So this is the Grenoble model. It comes in different styles. You can find one like this that you can remove the sleeves, we'll see in a minute, or you can find one that have one piece so the sleeves don't come off. And within the removable sleeves model, you will have various styles, obviously through the 80s. I personally love this one, which you will see while I wear it. It doesn't look too boxy, too squarey, but it's kind of like goes all nicely down around the sleeves. Suggestion for the style: this is a size 2, so it's extremely small because they are extremely oversized. I would say that the size 2 French is roughly a medium. You can go in a bigger size, but the problem is that it will go extremely long to your torso, to your waist. So I'm a medium large, and this fits just right. Also, you're not gonna pack a lot underneath because it's extremely warm, so you can just wear the puffer jacket as it is with just a sweater or even a t-shirt during the winter months. So in order to style it, I would say you want to enhance the shortness of the jacket. There is a string at the bottom that the style will suggest to pull the string or here, pull this, zip up, and obviously it shows the belt, but in general, because you want to go for a smaller size, you don't want this to go too low, otherwise it will look a little bit, I don't know, I don't like the style when it goes down, and also this is the way we've always been wearing it. So I suggest you to pull a little string at the bottom to a bow, show the belt, and this is how you want to wear this puffer jacket. As I say, this jacket is quite technical for the time, not just for the material, that by the way is not waterproof, and we'll talk about the negatives in a minute. But you can remove the sleeves this way, and you can see that one sleeve has a long string, rather the other one doesn't. There is a way of basically pull the string inside the other sleeve, and I think there is somewhere a little loop where you can, I don't know where it is, but I mean, I will never wear it like that, but you can basically hook the two sleeves inside the jacket and carry them on your shoulder or in your waist, can't remember now, but I mean, I never done it. If I remove the sleeves, I just put it on like this, so it becomes like a body warmer style, like this. And I would suggest you also, you can wear it with a denim jacket, and then this one, if it's not too cold and you just want to use it with a denim jacket, you know, that's another style you can easily have. I was talking about the negatives. I mean, it's a great material. In the modern version of this jacket, you can see that it's a lot, you know, better. It's a little bit more waterproof. Still not as much. I mean, the infamous Maya, which kind of replaced this style. I mean, it's been in the water from last year, and as you can see, there are a lot of water stains. So wherever the water falls on the shoulders especially, the water will create a sort of like stain all around. There's no other way than just wash it. I mean, I generally wash in the washing machine. We have a down program, and then just let it dry. I give it a final dry into the tumble dryer inside a pillowcase. It comes out perfectly. Oh yeah, that's the loop I was looking for before. So basically, in order to attach the two, yeah, that's it. So that's the loop where you can attach them, and you can wear them either at the back or on your waist. So that's the innovation in the 80s or 70s for this type of jacket. The other was that you can see that all the Monclers in the 80s, they have this reinforced shoulders pads. And the reason being that you would carry your skis on your shoulders, and to avoid ripping the nylon, there's a reinforced nylon on here, you can see. So it's for your skis to go on up on the hills. Cool. So one final word. You can find them on sale now and then. I would suggest in the UK to pay anything above the £100 to £200. I wouldn't really go too much over that unless it's a very immaculate sizing. Number 2 is a medium, number 3 is a large, and so on and so forth. I would always go for a smaller rather than a larger, just because otherwise these are not styled as a modern puffer jacket, so they will look a little bit odd. So I will go for a smaller size. If you have any questions about this style of jackets, just leave a comment down below. And if you've done it so far, well, consider subscribing. On this channel we talk about vintage clothing and everything that was the Paninaro era in the 80s in Italy, most of the icon brands, and how to get hold of them in the modern days and how to style them. So consider subscribing if you're interested in this, and see you to the next one.